So happy to have you here today. Thank you for
Yeah,
joining me. So Isabella, how has your quarantine been going? Obviously, you've been fed your cereal and more.
I've been well fed. I've been just kind of working through some work stuff, making the most of kind of doing it from home. It's weird because like I'm in the entertainment industry, but I'm not really getting to entertain people at all. But I'm trying my best and trying to make the most of it because I am blessed and I'm very lucky. Like I have an amazing life with my dog, so it's definitely made me really appreciative of what I have with my family and stuff too. It's a good moment, to be with family.
Yeah. Well, and I would not say that you are not entertaining people because you do have your music out that just dropped your album and also this incredible music video that you did, and you did it all from
Yeah.
home, and it's literally stuck in my head. Apocalypses,
Yeah,
correct?
you said it
Yes.
right. You said
Yes.
it right.
Okay,
Okay.
it is stuck in my head. Literally, the beat is so good. Can you tell me a little bit about the music video though? Because it is something else.
Well, that was me just like desperate to get something done because I'm a workaholic and I just didn't like doing everything on by email, doing everything by phone. So I was like, okay, I need to come up with a music video for Apocalypse. This is my favorite song on the EP. It's the most personal to me, and it's kind of evolved because I wrote it a year ago initially, and then it's evolved over the past year. And so the new meaning, it's changed a lot from the initial one, but I guess it's kind of self-reflecting and you're kind of stuck in your mind, kind of it's a toxic place to be, but you're just longing for some human companionship, someone who can relate to you. And that person that I thought could really bring that to life was my friend Chaz, who actually, I don't know if you remember this show that I was on Nickelodeon, 100 Things to Do Before High School.
Yeah.
I It was a while ago, and he actually played my crush in the show. But we've been friends ever since for like 6 years. And like I've gotten, he doesn't like acting anymore, but he really likes film and screenplays, and so I really like wanted to work with him on something, and I knew that he could make the most out of limited resources. So
Yeah.
we kind of collaborated. He came over. I knew he was safe because he's a Scorpio and he loves staying home. He never interacted with people even when we weren't in quarantine. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, you're the perfect candidate, and I love him. And we kind of like planned it like this,
Yeah.
over Zoom. We even had like the choreographer Galen also join in like group Zoom meetings, and it was cool. It was really efficient actually. And
Mm-hmm.
we had a few concepts in mind, but I think the one we even had a concept where we built a separate room like outside of my house in my yard. It was crazy. I mean, we thought of a lot of things, but this is the one we ended up with, and I feel like it's really relatable to what everyone's going through in quarantine.
Yeah. It fit in so perfectly. Like, does that song, I mean, you said that it was one of the more deeply personal songs that you wrote, and I do want to talk about that, but has it taken on a new meaning now being in quarantine?
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like the whole EP has really, but more specifically that song, and like how it okay, it's kind of more in more ways than one. Um, Basically, I initially wrote it about a toxic relationship that I had just been in. This is it kind of has three meanings behind it. The first meaning is a toxic relationship, and I was just fresh out of it, and I said I need to write a song about this, and like how I feel as if it was a diary or a journal. So I did. Second time around is maybe a few months later, and I had been trying to write the second verse, but I couldn't come up with anything. So I just kind of analyzed the toxic relationship, but from a more like wise perspective, and I realized like, oh, I have a big part in this. Like I have just as big of a part in this as he did. I took responsibility, and I felt like it takes two. It takes two to tango. So it became more of like a dance in the second meaning. And then in the third time around, I was in my house in my studio this time at home, and I was like, it's kind of crazy. I wrote this song way before quarantine, but now everything's kind of happening, and it is kind of like an apocalypse in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, a slow but steady one. Not steady at all, sorry, but it's slow. And it's kind of like in the song, there's a lyric like it's just basically about self-destruction, the fact that like our senses are dimming and so are we. Like I feel like as humans, we're not having a lot of social interaction, and we're kind of stuck in this dance with our own psyche in quarantine, and we feel like the sense of who we thought we were is kind of disappearing, and we're kind of having to face this new world, this new reality, and it is like an apocalypse, but what was ending was our world as we knew it, but not really, because it's still there, it's just different.
Right. Absolutely, I felt that, and your video did a really great job portraying that, and also portraying it in a more personal way. So as you said, it was based on a toxic relationship. When it came to writing the song, did that first verse just come really easily to you? And then what kind of was the writer's block with the second?
So the first verse was literally like, I was sometimes my brother will play a beat and I'll just kind of start singing over it. And it was just, it happened almost right away in the studio. And I was kind of going for kind of more of like a, kind of like a Caribbean kind of feel to the melody. I was like, da, 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 kind of like Puerto Rican almost. I was inspired by the reggaeton melodies. But then it really had nothing to do with the theme. And then it started growing more, and the pre kind of did it for me. Like, it kind of solidified what I was writing about. Because like, it was like, tú bien sabes, in English, that the pre is basically you know exactly what you're doing to me. Like, you know the games that you're playing. The things that you do to me, and the kind of like the heat that it brings and the pressure that I feel when you do, and that's kind of what it started happening. And the second verse, I had it written. I didn't even touched it. Like, I didn't even mess with it, and because I didn't really want to think about it, because it was just an idea at the time. It wasn't like I wanted to release a song. I have a lot of songs that I didn't release, but it was kind of a few months later, and I started, like, I pulled up the notes, the messages app, and I pulled up like his name, like on the kind of the, to send to him. And I started like typing out kind of like things that I wanted to write to him. And I like wrote down this whole paragraph, and kind of that was basically the summary of it. Is the second verse is a summary of what I wanted to tell him, but I never sent it. I just kind of, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I blocked him, though. Like, there was no way I was going to send that ever. I don't even know where he is in the world right now. I just know that, like, I would never actually reach out. It's crazy.
Yeah. But you have a great music video and a great song about it, and that's what experiences are for.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. So with the music video, I just, like, there are so many different shots and angles and scenes. Were these self-shot? Was your brother and I know your mom and brother definitely helped as well with some of the shooting as well? Yeah.
Oh no, Chaz was there. Like, he actually like came to my house, and they were like, my mom and brother were like the crew, and he was the camera operator, because there's a lot of shots where, like, okay, so even the initial shot, we have a BTS video coming out soon on my YouTube channel. There's like 2 parts, because there's like hidden meanings and messages in each single one of like the shots and the setups. So like we felt like we were doing people an injustice, and the video an injustice, by not explaining them. So we have a BTS video coming out, but for example, the first shot of the music video, it's all very, very DIY, because I was on my bed. It's my room, first of all, but you see, like, kind of it goes into my room, but there's like a Hancock effect to it because it's zooming in, so it almost seems like my room is isolated from the rest of the shot, and it's him literally like zooming simultaneously while on a skateboard. He's using a skateboard as like just kind of something to move on with this, as a steady plane, as a rig. And it's just like, we had to be kind of creative like that.
It's so
like,
fun.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, definitely, I knew that if there was anyone who I knew shared my vision and could make it happen and look nice, it was Chaz. Yeah. So,
and when you were taking on those kind of different characters, especially the man character, when you have the beard and mustache,
yes.
What was that like? I mean, were you kind of just like, it kind of almost reminded me of like the Taylor Swift music video for The Man, where she like is just trying to put herself in a guy's shoes to like see what it's like, almost.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. That's so true. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was just kind of, it has a few different potential meanings because Chaz and I, yeah, we shared a lot of similar visions, but we also like disagreed on a lot because, I mean, it's all up for interpretation, right? So like he had an idea where he wanted the guy to only exist in the reflection and all the other outfits for the girl that exists in the real life. And then at one point the guy would walk out of the mirror and be there in person and dancing and like almost like we're dancing toward each other with each other. But I said, no, because we don't want to ever know who the person is that I'm trying to reach out to. And if you put like this guy that I created in another world, people might think, they might associate that with him. Mm-hmm. So we kind of like had a little disagreement there, but I think in the end, the guy was just like every other thing I do in the video, an attempt to feel something, an attempt to like interact with someone, an attempt to kind of just not be as lonely.
Right.
And I just imagine like, maybe we're dancing together or something. And even the other girls, maybe I'm dancing with them. They're like other friends that I have, maybe. It's just kind of things that we do in quarantine when we're bored. We dress up and we just to kind of distract ourselves.
Feel anything, kind of.
Yeah, please.
Right. So tell me about the two other songs that you wrote, Love and Kind and Chocolate, you co-wrote as well for this EP. Tell me a little bit about those.
Well, those, Chocolate, I wrote in like 20 minutes with Kennedy and Justin Tranter. And that was one of those sessions that we like, I remember it so distinctly, but it was actually one of the shortest ones we've ever had because it just happened so quickly and fluidly. And for that reason, I feel like it's just one of my top 3 on the EP, you know? It just kind of was meant to be. And it was a lot of fun for sure. And Mauricio and Andres, they know how to make a hit, you know? They had the beat ready. They had everything ready. So we just had to write over it. So it was really cool. I really liked that one. And it was just kind of about smell, taste association. Not really like about someone being like chocolatey. It's just kind of like, you know. Yeah, it's kind of just when someone reminds you of something nostalgic and you don't know where to place it, but you know that you like it because you know you've felt it before, you smelled it before, you know. So it's like an explosion of the senses, I guess, in one person. So then there's Loving Kind, which I wrote about someone that like still doesn't. I've written so many songs about this person, and I played them for this person, and they don't even know. Like sometimes I'll write little like things in the songs that'll hint, but I won't actually like. I don't think they get it, or maybe they do. And they just won't admit it. I don't know, but that song was also for them. And it was more like, don't mess with me, don't waste my time. And I was going to play it for them. I mean, I know they heard it by now, but I was going to play it for them at the right time and kind of like say how I felt. But I went away to film a movie right after I wrote it. It was Instant Family. I went away to go do Instant Family. And by the time I came back, like, he had a girlfriend. So it was kind of just like, you know, I wasn't going to play it for them. That wouldn't be classy. It wouldn't be like a great moment. So, you know, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen.
It'll happen when it happens. And that'll just bring another good song, you know? You just got to write another one.
Yeah. I mean, look, all I can ask for is them in my life. And I already do have that. So it doesn't even matter to me, you know, whether or not it happens.
So with your acting career, are you still involved in you know, wanting to do that, or is music the main focus right now?
No, I mean, I have the movie Sweet Girl coming out, and Poppy came out right around when Sweet Girl started filming, which is cool because like the whole crew and Jason Momoa even knew the song and the words to the song, and I taught Jason part of the dance. It was so cute. And they would play it randomly on set and embarrass me, like in public too while we were shooting. I was like, you guys, but they honestly like were so supportive, and honestly it's just so nice to see that both worlds can merge and not have friction, you know. So that was really cool. And I mean, yeah, I want to find the right project, but the thing is like, that's the thing, is the right project. And I don't feel like I've found it, and I just want to be picky because music means a lot to me too, and I've been putting it on hold for so long. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, well, and it's nice to have this quarantine time to really hone in on the music and being able to write. Have you been writing while you're at home?
Yeah, I mean, I've been writing a few songs. It's been mostly just working on my EP for the first half of quarantine, and now I've kind of just gotten to relax a little bit and like finally just write what I want to write about. And I'm trying to find the specific concept for my album, because I want to write an album right after quarantine, when we can be back in the studio and like really have a good direction and really just work really hard on it. I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Working with some incredible producers too. I mean, Justin Tranter is the man. What was it like working with him? I mean, he's been with Ariana, Justin. I mean, he knows a thing or two about big music careers and film careers.
I think what makes him so successful and what makes him like the way that he is and how people call him Mama Bear, because he's just so caring about each individual artist, and he doesn't try to make you into something that you don't want to be or you don't want to like feel forced to be. And I think like he's kind of been the bridge between the two worlds for me too, because I've been working with Hispanic and Latin producers as well as like Latin writers, and you know, the two need to want to merge, because sometimes there's a language barrier, and you know, some people wouldn't want to do that. You know, it's hard. It takes twice as long when you're trying to translate, but Justin is just so kind to everyone, and like I've seen him kind of develop his own language with people who don't even speak English, and like they're able to communicate, and he's so open, and he loves the bilingual aspect even though he doesn't even write in Spanish. He just lets me do my own thing, and he's really helped me grow as a writer. So he's just the best. I mean, I'm so glad to have him just be a part of my project. That's my mom right there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and I think too, you know, we've seen such a surgence of Latin American music in, you know, becoming mainstream. I mean, you look at Rosalia and Balvin and all those guys, Maluma. Would you want to collaborate with any of them? Or do you want to try to even just do, you know, keep in like that pop realm of collaborating with the English speaking artists?
No, I definitely I have some ideas for sure that I'm trying to kind of make real right now. But Pluto, don't eat that fly, please. Pluto, no, honey, don't. Oh God, he's going for it. No, oh, that's so gross. That's. Anyways. This is my experience from home. It's like my little puppy peeing everywhere, my dog trying to eat anything. But yeah, no, Rosalia, Bad Bunny, I love those artists. I love those reggaeton artists. But also I love salseros and classic singers like Afro-Peruvian singers like Eva Jon, and then Peruvian singers like Gianmarco. Literally any of them. Even just writing with them, I would be so down. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a dream collab? Someone that you just are dying to work with?
Okay, this is definitely a dream.
Gotta manifest.
Meaning, I don't even know if it'll happen, but I've always wanted to just write with Frank Ocean, because I'm really inspired by his lyrics and his melodies. Obviously, everything he does, I just just one little session with him and I'd be happy, you know.
I love that.
It's beautiful.
Is it hard for you to get kind of vulnerable and open when it comes to your songwriting, or does that come naturally to you?
It only really happens in airplanes or in the middle of the night. That's the only way. If it's in the daytime, I'll write a banger or something. I'll try to write something that's pop, but it only, if I'm trying to unlock that kind of hid inside of me, it's definitely only at night or on planes. I don't know why planes. But yeah.
Yeah, the air and the pressure.
I don't even know. I just make sure my phone's charged whenever I go on a plane. I gotta make sure I can write down on the notes app. So.
Well, hopefully we can get on some planes soon. That'll be the next.
Yeah, right? I know. Maybe that's what I'm missing.
Yeah. Awesome, Isabela. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you.
It so much. Is there anything else that you wanted to promote, put out there, talk about?
I'm sure I'm missing something. No, I mean, other than the EP and then the fact that the music video and the BTS, I think there's not much else.
Great.
Well, I hope I see you soon. So maybe next time, maybe, yeah,
We'd
I will.
love to have you in. I want you to come in, do a photo shoot. We'll go walk around New York City and hang out, do all the fun things.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
All right. Bye, girl. Stay safe.
Bye.
Be good.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.